Good morning. It is Friday, October 17th, 2025. Okay, I got the year right. And it is 8:24 a.m. Yeah, I got up much later this morning than I usually do, and I'll warn you, I am still not awake. It was one of those nights where I was having dreams where people I haven't known for years were in the dreams, and actors and actresses, and just places and things, and oh my gosh, it was like a thriller soap opera. So yeah, I'm depending on my coffee to wake me up this morning. And this morning I have got the wonderful, like, it's a go-to coffee for me, Volluto. This is an espresso that's made from Brazilian and Colombian Arabicas. Let's go over the map and see where those countries are, because surely you remember where Brazil is from when you were in elementary school. It's that great big, most of South America country, this yellow one here. And here's Colombia right up here. So they're sort of, kissing cousins there. Okay? Colombia, Brazil. Okay. So, this coffee was made for mild espresso lovers. It came out in 1986. It was one of the first 4 coffees that Nespresso put out when it started making these capsule coffees. And in those days, it was not called Volluto. It was called Bolero. So they also make this in decaf, which I have as well, because it's such a yummy coffee. But this is what I'm going to do this morning, something a little bit different. Okay. I was going to froth milk. All right, I'm not frothing milk. Not enough time. Okay, I'm going to take some Coffee Mate and put it in here. Okay, I'd like to do 2 Coffee Mates, but that might be too much. Why not? I'll give it a whirl, okay? There's 2 Coffee Mates. The reason I want a little bit more in there is I'm going to take some grenadine syrup, okay? This is pomegranate syrup. By the way, the Volluto is supposed to have biscuity notes. That seems like it would go with anything, right? Okay, so I've just put a little bit in there. I think you can see that. All right. So we've got a sort of a little blush going on in there. And now I'm going to run the Volluto into it as an espresso. Each day or each couple of days after I make my coffee, I take this thing out because the little capsules will drip into that reservoir, and I like to rinse it out. So I didn't have it all the way pushed in to begin with this morning because I like to leave things open so everything can dry out and not encourage any growth of, I don't know what, but whatever it is, I don't want it to grow. So here's our coffee with a little bit of grenadine. Here's our very creamy coffee. Okay. Oh, that's a very interesting flavor. Having the extra creaminess. I really, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put, a second capsule in here because the cream is almost overwhelming the coffee flavor, okay? So here we go. We're making it a double espresso. Oh, good morning, Josh. So Josh is asking, do we have the Advent calendar yet in the U.S.? And he said the boutiques in Australia have them today. You know what? I have not, usually they'll send emails. Like that's how I knew that the festive holiday coffees were out that I posted about a couple days ago. But I haven't gotten an email about the Advent calendar. That doesn't mean it's not out. Is anybody watching who knows if it's out in the U.S. yet? Now, I thought somebody said that it was out for the Vertuo, but I haven't heard anything about the original line. And then on a lot of these websites, these Facebook pages that I'm on for Nespresso, you know, people will post from all over the world. So if they say, oh yes, I just ordered the whatever, well, you know, we don't know necessarily what country it is. And of course you can't go by the name, right? Because all kinds of people live everywhere these days. Okay. I feel like it needs, I don't know if it needs more grenadine, but I'm going to put some more in, okay? Oh, and Josh says he tried the maple pecan coffee today for the original as an iced coffee, and it was very nice. Let's see here. Okay, you know, there's an idea, because this is how I feel about it. People say iced coffee in the morning. A lot of people drink cold juice in the morning, right? Orange juice, grapefruit juice, whatever. Why not iced coffee? Oh, this is a very interesting flavor. My gosh, I kind of feel like it needs whipped cream on the top. Sad to say, I don't keep any in the house because, you know, it's too easy to open the fridge, pop the lid off, and just squirt it directly in my mouth. So I don't buy it. This is really tasty. So it's 2 Volluto capsules, 2 Coffee Mates, or, you know, you could use half and half or whatever kind of creamer. Now, I'm using just plain unflavored. I know a lot of people keep these little creamers, you know, they're vanilla, hazelnut, you know, different kinds. This is plain, all right? So I'm reporting to you on the plain with some grenadine syrup. This is skinny syrup, and it's made from pomegranates, okay? Of course, this being, let's see what it says in the, just a second, in the microscopic print here. All right, hang on. I'll get the magnifying glass. I keep this in my kitchen. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Natural flavors. Okay. Natural flavors. So, whatever's in here, whether it's a natural pomegranate or something else, it's, you know, it's got a little tiny twang to it, like pomegranates do. And there's the sweetness. Yeah, it's pretty good. So Josh says, can you buy thickened cream? We sell that here, and then we use the electric whisk to whip it ourselves. Well, they make heavy cream here, which is pretty thick. And then that's what whipped cream is made from. You know, you use, well, I don't use a whisk. I use a, you know, electric mixer. But you could use a whisk. It would take a while. I remember when I was in Italy, when I was like, I turned 21 in Italy, actually. It would have been 1972. Yeah. And when we would go for espressos or other, I would always have a, I don't think they called it a latte macchiato, then they called it a cafe macchiato. Anyway, and they'd ask, did I want whipped cream? And the guy would take out from behind the counter a big aluminum bowl and a whisk, and he would stand there whipping that up by hand. It was different in those days. How long ago is that? 1972, 82, 92, 2000, 2000. Oh my God. It's like 50 years ago, more than 50 years ago. Listen, when I say things like that, I don't think about me. How can I remember back 50 years ago when I was an adult 50 years ago, not my childhood? I mean, that's not me, that's my mother. Life is very interesting, full of unexpected surprises. I guess a surprise is unexpected. But even if you could think up possible surprises, some of them are like ones you would never even think of. Hopefully they'll be happy ones, right? Well, anyhow. So it's good. So it's going to go up to 84 degrees, but it started off at 52 this morning. So, and oh, the weather here has been beautiful. You go out and you can sit in the sun and it can be really hot, or you can sit in the shade and it's warm and there are breezes wafting by. The sky is blue with little white clouds, you know, wisping around, moving and separating and reforming. It's wonderful. I don't know if the fall weather's like that here all the time in Middle Georgia, but wow, it is really enjoyable. Okay, well, Josh says they had 88 yesterday, and of course, they are in spring, because they're walking upside down, you know, on the other side of the earth. So, like, when we're up here, they're down here, and far away. So, should we look at the map? Nah, it's okay. If you don't know where Australia is, Google it, okay? So it's October there, but their October is their spring. And then, you know, when we have Christmas and everything, and that's our winter, that's their summer. And it's nice and hot, you know, as compared to us where it's nice and cold in December. So yeah, it's confusing to me because the major holidays are the same. The months have the same names, but the weather and the names of the seasons are opposite. Have I got that right, Josh? Because like it's fall here, it's spring where you are, right? So it's getting warmer where you are, it's getting colder where we are. How long I'll remember this, I don't know, because it just somehow doesn't make sense that you should have, like, say, a December someplace that's winter and a December another place that's summer. I don't know. I'll have to ponder on that one. Anyhow, I don't have no more banana muffins like my friend made yesterday, and no French pastries or anything like that. This'll do, though. Well, thank you, everybody who's joined me. Okay, now that I'm holding the phone, I'll just show you where Australia is. Okay, so here we are in the Northern Hemisphere. Here is the world flattened out. There's Australia and Josh is way down here. Okay, let's see. Do we have it here? He's in Melbourne. I don't know. Somewhere around there, Josh? Yeah, Sydney's up there. Adelaide, Perth. What's this? This is Brisbane. Yeah, is that Melbourne? Melbourne, right down there. Okay, whoa, that's way down, like, look, he's way down there, and I'm way up here. And the equator is here, okay? So let's see. From the equator to where Josh is like that. And from the equator, okay, from the equator to about New York is the same distance, okay? So, and I'm like down here, but still, north of the equator, south of the equator. All right, enough geography lessons today. So, oh, I finished, I don't know if I showed you, I'll just, prolong this just a bit more. Here, I finished the donkey that I was working on. Oh, that's the, oh. Okay, that's the camel. All right. Oh, that's the cow, the sheep, the donkey. And, it's okay, but I feel like it looks like a combination of a zebra, a giraffe, and a circus pony. But, okay, So today I've drawn, here, let me get this, an outline of a reindeer, sort of, more or less a reindeer. And I'm going to work on filling that in with designs. Okay, well, y'all have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later.